Hello, my name is Phil Rue. I'm the visitation pastor at Gloria Lutheran Church, and we welcome you to this time of devotions. I'm sorry, masks are required to shop here. The man ahead of us in line as we were entering an essential business to get a few groceries stopped. He looked exasperated. He shifted his weight from one foot to the other, and we weren't sure what was going to happen next. And the gentleman who was watching the door said to him, "Do you need a mask?" "I'm able to give you a mask." And he reached for his box. He was friendly, he was kind, he was respectful. And the man continued to shift on his feet, not sure how to respond. And as we went by, we heard those words again, "You need a mask to shop in this store." A little later, I think in the meat department, I saw that man. At least I think it was that man. I wasn't real sure because this man had a mask on. Certainly this incident ended well compared to many that we have seen in our newscasts. As tensions grow and our nerves are frayed and we feel rights are being stepped upon and there are people who wear masks and people who don't, it's quite a time. "Who can tell me that I can't feed my babies?" said one woman protesting that things should open up faster so she and others could go back to work. These are interesting times. And there are voices that are being raised in these times, and we wonder which voices do we listen to? I tend to listen to the ones I want to listen to. But what are the voices that we should or can listen to that are helpful? This week, my friend Tim wrote a letter to me, and in it, he had several quotes that I thought were appropriate to our day. And the one comes from Wendell Berry. He writes, "Whether we or our politicians know it or not, nature is party to all our deals and decisions. And she has more votes, a longer memory, and a sterner sense of justice than we do." How apropos. The other one comes from Tolkien, a scene from his Lord of the Rings. "I wish it need not have happened in my time," said Frodo. "So do I," said Gandalf, "and so do all who live to see such times. But that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us." These are good words, thoughtful words, and words for us to think about. What are the voices we listen to, and how do we decide what to do with the time now that has been given to us, this time? I don't have the wisdom nor the insight to determine just what is the right thing to do as we begin to push against the limits of COVID-19. I tend to trust those who observe the findings of well-studied science, I admit. I also feel for those whose livelihoods are being threatened, maybe even destroyed. When will things turn to normal? When will they go back to the way they were? For now, this is our normal. This is where we live. This is the time given to us. And like any other day or any other time, we're invited to discover how to grow into who we already are, what we already have been declared to be about by God's grace. We are people who belong to God. We belong to this creation. We are a part of it. We belong to a community. We are made in and for relationships to each other. We belong to each other. See what love the Father has given us, we read. That we should be called children of God, and that is what we are. We are God's children now. A wonderful gift and promise to hold us as we consider, what does it mean to live as a child of God? In his letter to the Corinthians, Paul is addressing doing the right thing issues for that day. People thought they should be doing whatever they wanted, that they could do that, and others thought everyone should be restricted or curbed by certain guidelines. And Paul seems to say, hold on a second. It's not about you. All things are lawful, he writes, but not all things are beneficial. All things are lawful, but not all things build up. Do not seek your own advantage, but that of the other. We live in relationship, you see. We live for those things that are beneficial to all, for those things that build up. That's what we've been ushered into as we have been declared God's beloved children. Aren't you lifted up by those who are finding ways to lift up others, to serve others, to give gifts that lift spirits and are helpful in this time of need? It's the essence of the human spirit. It's the best of who we are. And even in this time, especially in this time, we're reminded that we are in this together. We are here for each other, that we are called to care for the other and to be about those things that build up. Even where we are, even if we can't do much, even if we are stuck, we can pray, we can call, we can write. Maybe we're able to reach out and do things for other things. Maybe we're some of those who serve in places that bring risk to us and our loved ones, but nevertheless, it's what we're about. It builds up. So in a way, we're called to seize the day, aren't we? This day and this time, to grow into who we are by God's grace, finding ways to help our neighbors who may be hurting. Be sensitive to that. Let us love one another, we read as well, because love is from God. And whatever you do, do everything for the glory of God. Words to live by, even in these times, especially in these times, for we are loved and we can love. Amen. Peace be with you.